Now, they have these training drills all over the country. We pulled up on screen and covered the really famous ones in Michigan a few years ago. AP reported it. We covered just a few weeks ago again, where they came in the school and said, we're going to kill all of you. We're homeschoolers against public school. And then said, I'm pro-Second Amendment. I'm going to kill you, to terrorize the kids and make them hate the Second Amendment. And then when the local sheriff got in trouble, he said, well, the feds gave us the script and the grant. We're just doing what they told us. So, you see, that's how they roll. Yeah, here's the constitutional terrorist thing. It says, defenders of U.S. Constitution against federal government and UN, super patriots, terrorists. It says, make numerous references to the U.S. Constitution, claim driving is a right, not a privilege, attempt to police the police. How dare citizens be involved in that? It goes on to say, just unbelievable, ladies and gentlemen. It talks about Second Amendment groups, so you can go read that for yourself. Now, number one threat's the veterans. They're training your children, the Eagle Scouts now, on their little power trips. Look at these guys. Some of these guys are supposedly 16. They look like they're 2. I mean, I got to say, these 14, 15, 16-year-olds, they just really look. Well, I'll tell you what, when I was 14, I took every one of them on. I'll tell you right now, these guys look like a bunch of wimps. I'm sorry, I just can't help it anymore. They're probably nice kids, and their parents are just idiots, floor-eyed heads. I guarantee you, every one of these kids' parents loves Jack Bauer and fantasizes watching 24. And these kids are going to be men in just a year or two, and they're going to go after? You're a veteran with guns? You want to know who's coming through your door? It's going to be guys being trained by these programs. Show, ladies and gentlemen, the training photos. Go back to them. This is children. This is children training to kill U.S. veterans. And again, Kurt Nimmo, Paul Watson have probably posted 50, 60 articles this bad today. I can't even read them all anymore. I haven't even covered. It's totally overwhelmed. We got Ebola missing, total insanity. I told you the last virus was engineered in the lab. It's now admitted. And they're saying it's going to mutate and kill everybody in the fall, just like I told you they would. I know these people. I know these people. It goes on. United States Border Patrol. Let me read this again. 10 minutes into the errant mayhem in the town near the Mexico border, and the gunman, a disgruntled Iraq war veteran, has already taken out 2 people. So they're practicing to take out themselves. When they're done being paramilitary forces and they finally rebel later, when they get old enough, they'll have the new youngins to kill them. That's how it worked in Germany, Russia, China. Because let's face it, when you're 18, you're dumber than dirt. I certainly was, and I was smarter than most people who were 18. I learn more and more every day. I get more and more wisdom and knowledge. I can't imagine how much knowledge I'll have if I live another 20 years. I mean, right now, I'm not even saying I'm that smart. My brain burns with connections and understanding and research. And I look back at myself 10 years ago, I was a blithering idiot. What will I be like in 10 years? These kids don't know. These are nice kids, I'm sure. Oh, man, the girl is just unbelievable in the middle. Look at her, man. When your family's pulled over to checkpoint and they're walking around with the German Shepherds. Let me tell you something. You go to demonstration now, they got German Shepherds. The government is rogue, folks. And I've had enough of it. I tell you, this government sure wants a fight, I tell you. They sure want one, don't they? And I tell you, it's going to be 1776. If it does go to physical blows, all these people all day want to sit around and talk about how the government's going to whoop our butt because they got all this technology. Baloney. No one can stop a guerrilla, decentralized, lone wolf army. There's over 100 million gun owners in this country. And I don't want it to come to that, but it looks like they're not going to give us a choice. So let's hold out as long as we can peacefully, but you can't put up with them trying to take your guns and take you to FEMA camps, And I know this is going on. I keep telling listeners they've got giant cadres of youth now for at least 7 years I know of, who are now, I guess if you were 14 then, and now it's 7 years later, you'd be 21, 22. And that's why these are the guys. These are the guys that arrest you when you try to go photograph the Bilderberg Group. These are the guys that tell you don't have free speech. These are the guys. Now these young kids, I want to try to get some of their parents on. I mean, I'm sure they're nice people and mean well. Road to hell's paved with good intentions. It's all quite a step forward from the square knot. Yeah, that's right. No longer how to build a fire or, how to survive in the wilderness or how to learn morals or the Constitution Bill of Rights. By the way, they don't teach that in Boy Scouts anymore. I went and looked at what they teach them now, and I said, I'm sorry, I guess my son can't be in that. It's basically like a communist organization now. The Explorers Program, a co-educational affiliate. Yeah, can't have the Boy Scouts just be boys. See, it's totally different. A lot of these Boy Scout things are just basically places for your children to be molested. I mean, I'm sorry to have to report that to you, but that's basically what it's turned into. I'm sorry, we don't get the Boy Scouts back till we take it back over. Boy Scouts of America that began 60 years ago was training thousands of young people in skills used to confront terrorism, illegal immigration, and escalating border violence. No, that's not. They're training them to kill U.S. vets. They admitted it in the first line. An intense ratcheting up of one of the group's longtime missions to prepare youth for traditional jobs as police officers and firefighters. And that is why they started it. They started the NRA because the North couldn't shoot. Not bashing people up north. They'd become, city dwellers. Everybody from the South had come from the North. And so, the North had 3 times the troops. It could barely beat the South in 4 years. And so they had a public proclamation. The federal government funded the NRA to train school kids how to shoot. And they also set up the Boy Scouts to, prepare them for how to carry a pack, how to follow discipline, how to follow orders. Now, that's a far hue and cry, though, from training them to kill veterans. That isn't patriotic. Training them to kill vets isn't patriotic. Let me say it again. You start to see how the Homeland Security documents about vets and gun owners, the Boy Scouts is about that, everything is about that. And they got a bill introduced where if they say you're an extremist, you don't get to own a gun. No judge, no jury, no appeal. Somebody on death row gets appeals, but you as a gun owner don't. But you were like, oh, that's good for them Al-Qaeda, take all their rights away. But then now you're learning it's for you. Confronting terrorism is about killing the vets. And I'm not just saying that. This is how they take over in the Soviet Union and Nazi Germany. Who was the first group Hitler culled when he got to power? The police and military. He killed hundreds of thousands in that first year. Get ready, cops. Get ready, military. Get ready, business owners. This is about being a true-blooded American guy and girl, said A.J. Lowenthal, a sheriff's deputy here in Emerald, Imperial County, whose life clock, he says, is set around the Explorers events he helps run. It fits right in with the honor and bravery of the Boy Scouts. And again, it's Homeland Security funding this. This isn't the local sheriff. In fact, my dad said this to me 2 weeks ago, and I keep meaning to print it. Will you go look in Aaron Dyke's printer? No, is Aaron here yet? I want that email my dad sent me. And it describes life in 56 compared to life today. I don't know if we posted that, but will you just bring it to me? I'd take your calls, but how do I even do it? I don't even want to do this. I want to fight them, but I want to expose the globalists, but I just can't believe how hardcore the tyranny is. You've got to get the exact headline to find it. It's an email. It's life in 1956 school compared to 2008. You've seen it? Well, yeah, and literally when my dad was going to school in the mid-1960s, he was in college in 67, 68, 69, 70, he would literally take a shotgun to school and, ride on the school bus with it and then go shooting after school with the football coaches and his history teacher. And now, of course, back then you didn't have mass shootings. You have mass shootings because we're a mentally ill, degenerate Prozac society. By the way, they tested the blood of that chimpanzee that murdered that lady and attacked the police. He was on a serotonin reuptake inhibitor. He was on Xanax. And I told you that monkey was going to be, no, it's not a monkey, it's an ape. I told you that primate was going to be on it. Because apes rarely do that unless they're hopped up on drugs. Chimpanzees killing people, Prozac. People killing their parents, Prozac. And it's now on the drug insert. No, it doesn't even matter.